Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Kissy. So today I wanted to talk about a few things, but mainly this them versus us kind of energy. Like I want to emphasize that although a lot of times when I do speak, I speak from the first person perspective, my personal experience. It's only because it conveys the message a lot easier when I share my experiences versus trying to make a logical argument. I don't make very good logical arguments because I sound like I am not very logical sometimes, but I am. I'm very logical. I'm very practical. And because I cannot communicate eloquently enough, intelligently enough, and unemotionally enough, then I'm considered too volatile to be listened to, or too radically unhinged sometimes to be listened to. Like if my concepts or what I think about or talk about is so crazy. But so what I want to do is first I want to mention to set the stage, I guess, for what I do want to talk about when it comes to men and women relationships. I want to use the analogy of Cobra Kai, the show from the Karate Kid, the series that came out a few years ago. I recently watched it with my younger son. I wanted him to watch it because I love the movie, but something that the theme throughout the whole thing is that you have two ways, two oppositions that only see it their way. And Cobra Kai basically merges those two ways finally. And even when you think about it, when you have now that the main characters are mentoring the new generation, right? Each one has their way, and my way is the right way, their way is the wrong way. Eventually they're learning, to work together. Then their senseis come into the picture, and they're even more so enforcing our way. It's, no mercy, and all this extremist mindset, like being all passive or being all aggressive. Like, the sad thing about that reality is how real it is in real life, that there are people in this world that have absolutely no capacity to unbias themselves temporarily long enough just to hear the other person's perspective. It's like an automatic shutdown, absolute unacknowledgement. It's like no. Their no, the absoluteness of their no doesn't come from well thought out processing. Doesn't come from being open to a new way of seeing things. It's like, I've determined that this is a no indefinitely. And they stay fixed on that. And by no, I mean not accepting new information, not accepting another perspective, not accepting another way. And then everything gets justified with the personal ways, people's personal gripes and whatever, and justifications, and bringing up the past so that there's an excuse as to why their no is inevitable. It's going to stay that way, right? So, for example, you'll try to reason with someone in something so simple, but if their minds cannot grasp thinking more than one thought at a time, as if, like, let's say this is an issue and this is an issue. In other words, resolve this right now because this issue, okay, I'm going to have to give examples. So let's say there's a threat at your door, or, you perceive a threat at your door. This has to be managed immediately. But prior to addressing this, somebody is stuck on this. They'll ask a question here before this. It's like, no, address this emergent thing first, and then we'll do this. While they're still trying to process this, it's not insignificant in the sense that it's not important. It's just not the pressing matter. This is the pressing matter. Deal with this first. We'll handle this later. This right now has to be done. Let's nip this in the bud and we'll get back to this. But there's some people that get stuck in this that they don't do anything about this. They get so stuck in this, questioning, arguing, debating on this, that they don't get to this. And it's like, what? And the more you try to let them know, this is not the problem right now, or this is, you can say it however beautifully you want to say it, however you want to, it's okay. We'll address this in a second, but we're trying to deal with this. Just do this here and now. Focus on this, handle this, deal with this. This person, the closed-minded person, cannot understand that while they're sitting here lollygagging, debating and arguing and getting pissed off, and then when you keep trying to let them know, no, get here first, do this here real quick, protect, do this first, and then we'll get back to this. They want to go back and forth with you on this. All the while, this is going to crush them, or this is going to attack, or this is going to be a problem that now they have to defend instead of protecting so that you don't have to be vulnerable. I hope I made sense explaining that. And again, like I said, I'd rather much use personal experiences and say very clear examples, but that would seem too micro or too small of a thing, because it'll be people cannot identify when you make it so much about yourself. It's not just about me. It's a holistic concept that everyone experiences. I'm sure you have relationships with people that you want to have a conversation with that you can never just have a normal conversation with, because a conversation always leads to some defense mechanism. Some way, somehow, somebody gets offended over this stupid shit. And when you try to be no, we're addressing this. And no matter how politically correct, no matter how appropriate, no matter how logical, no matter how well you can explain yourself, you realize that there are people that when they do this, it has nothing to do with understanding this or handling this or giving a shit about this, even though it's about them, even though it's, in other words, even though it's something that benefits them to do it, even though it's something that is for the greater good to do, even if it's something that helps everyone else, even if it's something that is just even if it was just a favor, hey, can you take out the trash? We're just going to make a stupid example. Take out the trash so it doesn't affect everyone in the house. The trash smells too much. Go ahead, take it out, please. It's leaking. The trash is leaking. Clean it up real quick. They'll debate something prior to that. They'll debate, you say use this hand soap or use this dish soap just to clean the floor or something. I know I'm making no sense right now because those are not the real examples that I want to use. So it's you cannot really get to a logical conversation with somebody that insists on making you their enemy. When somebody automatically sees you as the enemy, and by enemy, I don't mean like, like we're going to kill each other, but I'm talking about like they've already positioned themselves that you are contrary to them, that you are different than them, that you are not on the same page as them, or that you don't have shared interests, or that it's like they look at the world like you see them the way that they see you. So you can't just take the opposite stance with them. When they say why and no and I can't and but how and what is this, and you're trying to just get a simple message across. Okay, I'm ready to give a perfect example. So there's a thing in Texas. I don't know if they do it in other states. It's like the truancy program, where obviously kids have to go to school every day, and if there's too many absences, they call the parents, and the parents have to enforce that the children go to school and all of that, right? And if the children are not going to school, that they can go to court and have to face, the parent would have to see the judge and be like, why are you not being responsible for your child to go to school, right? That makes sense. If my youngest, if I never take him to school, I'm always running late, or I never make him go, then I would be responsible to answer for that. Why am I not doing my parental duties? That would make perfect sense. But when you have an 18-year-old that wants to rule their own life, that thinks that they're adults and that they can do whatever they want, and you tell them, listen, this is what's going to happen. I'm not going to force you to do anything, but understand that you have a responsibility to do this. Those are the rules. It's your responsibility to go to school every day. And if the child insists on not going, and if the child insists on doing whatever they want to do behind your back, you're not responsible for that child's actions. And I've had to make this argument because I had a police officer and a teacher knock on my door in regards to my daughter. Trying to intimidate me, to bully her into, or to force her to go to school. Now, this isn't new to me. I've been dealing with this since my daughter was 3 years old. And meaning her, not to say, I'm talking about her defiance, okay? Her opposition to any authority. And as a mother, you try to reason with your child, you try to, get to the heart of the matter. You do everything in your power to make sure your child understands what's best for them. But you, as a mom, you get to a point where you realize, I cannot force you to do what's best for you. At a certain age, a child is either going to respect the values of the home or they're not. Am I going to debate and fight and have war in my home because a child thinks that they have rights of their own? Here's what I believe. I'm sorry, I don't care that you're 18, but if you live in my home and you're 18, you live in my rules. My rules say this is what you're supposed to do. And if you don't like what you're supposed to do, then I guess you're mature and old enough to go do your own thing, right? Okay, well, if that's the case, and that was the case, okay, she's grown and mature enough to do what she wants to do, then go ahead. But when the school comes asking me, hey, why is your child not in school? And why is your child and blah, 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 I had to first of all, when they come banging on my door, ask them, why are you banging on my door? What is that? I'm sitting here peacefully in my home, I'm writing, and these bastards decide it's normal to bang on the door, not knock on my door, bang on my door, purposely trying to intimidate, purposely trying to exert some kind of authority over me. Mind you, I am not the person doing whatever crime they think is going on. Meaning, it's like, oh, if the parent isn't making the child go to school, let's intimidate the parent so that the parent can then force the child to do it. Oh, okay. So first I have to acknowledge how they're coming to my home. Why are you knocking on my door like that? Why are you being so indecent? You're coming here like you're here to arrest me or attack me? It's a conversation, is it not? So mind you, they're coming to let me know, where's your daughter? I'm like, she's out with her boyfriend. Okay, well, why isn't she in school? I'm like, ask her. She's 18. Well, you know that we need you. Basically, they need me to consent for her to go in front of a judge. And I asked them, okay, what are the consequences of that? If I go ahead and sign off, like you're basically saying, help us put her in school by force. And I already know my child. I know my child enough to know how hard-headed she is. So if I say she is not going to follow through, because if she's not following through with me, she's not going to follow through with you. She's obviously already shown not to follow through with the school and not to follow through with me. So if she doesn't want the benefits of an education, then just kick her out. Just drop her out. Well, we can't drop her out because I don't know what the reasons were, some law in Texas, but you can drop her out. And I go, what are the consequences for that? So this was a couple of weeks ago, actually. So the details have already gone over my head. I'm already over it. What I'm trying to establish here or explain here is the tactics that they use and how they try to use legal jargon to get you to comply. And here's what I do. I question their legal jargon because what I realize is if I turn my daughter into the legal system, what I realized was if she faces a judge and then the judge says, hey, you need to go to school or we're going to put you in detention, like a juvie detention or some shit, right? Why would I subject my daughter to that, knowing already that she's not going to go through with the program? In other words, I know that she's not going to reform herself to abide by their rules. So let me turn her over to you guys so that now you can justify punishing her to reform her by force. And then she has to live with a record? No, I'm not doing that to my daughter. So either my daughter goes to school by choice or she doesn't go to school and has to live the consequences of her choice, has to make the choice to figure it out, right? She doesn't want parental authority over her? Okay, then you're an adult. Well, as an adult, consequences are yours and yours alone. So when you're not in school, this is what the conclusion was. Either I drop her out and let her live her life, or she gets taken to court by the school without my consent and faces the judge with me present because I am her parent. And now there are going to be actual legal consequences for her if she doesn't comply with that system. So I explained this to dear old child of mine. Daughter, this is going to be the consequence if you don't just drop out. Just drop out. Just drop out. Make your life easy. You clearly don't want to be in school, but the fact that you're in the system of the school, you have to abide by certain rules or there's going to be real life consequences. And if you don't want those real life consequences, you're either going to shape up and go to school or do the adult thing, drop out and stop wasting time, people's time. because nobody has time to babysit an 18-year-old. You don't go to school to fuck around. You go to school because you're there for a purpose. That's your job, to go to school. Your job is to go to school, learn what you can, take in information that's going to benefit you so that when you go out into the real world and make a life for yourself, you have actual skills that you can use in real time. Communication skills, social skills that are very important. Okay, you don't need it? You're social and you know how to socialize? You have a lot of friends? Okay, good. You don't need any other skills? You don't need to know how to communicate? Okay, well, see how it works when you need to understand why your manager is asking you to do a task and you can't do it. Okay, fine. You don't want to be a working girl. Like, you don't want to go to the office every day. You don't want to have a job. None of those things. Do you think that you don't need to be educated or to learn how to communicate effectively or to understand how to relate to people? That's a very important task in life, to know how to do this. And it's like, so you would think, all right, Mom, you're right. I really don't give a shit about school. I think I can manage well enough on my own. I'm going to get myself out of the situation that can potentially put me in a that can put me in a bad situation. Meaning, let me just go ahead, Mom, authorize to take me out of school. Consider me an adult then at this point. And that's that. No repercussions from the school system, no repercussions from the law. You're a legal adult that's allowed to go get a job, do whatever the hell you want. You're on your own. But no, let's linger. Let's yo-yo about it. Let's act like we don't understand. Let's act like we don't understand consequence. Let's act like time isn't ticking here. Let's act like, let's just keep it. I'll figure it out. No, I'll go, but not go. No, I'll go, but not go. No, don't worry. I went, but just for 5 minutes. No, it's okay. You know, like that kind of shit. And wait till the school makes a choice where she won't have a choice, where I won't have a choice, but to allow the school to do what the school is going to do, because the school is going to do what they have to do. Just like I had to do what I had to do. What I had to do was, I'm not. And if she has to see a judge, I will face a judge. And then I want to hear a judge tell me, like I asked the officer at my door, okay, judge, let me ask you. The child does not want to go. You're basically asking me to force her. Well, how does that look like to you? Beating her to a pulp? That's what you want me to do. You want me to beat her into submission? Because I don't want to beat anyone into submission. Why don't you beat her into submission if you think that's what's supposed to happen? Oh, but they won't do it, right? They want me to do it. Because then the consequences are mine to deal with. Then I'm the one that has that on my back, right? No, fuck you. So then I asked them, what would you have me do? Go to school with her every day? I'm sorry, I don't remember my parents having to sit and babysit me throughout school. I'm sorry, isn't that what the teacher is there for? Oh yeah, teachers have, kids don't respect anything a teacher has to say because teachers have lost all authority in school. Parents have lost all authority at home. Fathers have washed their hands with that. So whose problem is it? There's only one person whose problem that is. Her own. Her problem to solve. So when you decide you're an adult and you don't want to heed the advice of those that are your main supporters, the people that are cultivating your foundation so that you have a bright future, whichever future you choose for yourself, not one that's imposed upon you. Even if you want to just be someone's wife, if that is your choice, you would still need to know how to communicate so that that relationship can flourish. You need to know how to get along with people. Because the moment you decide to be defiant with your mother, the moment you decide to be defiant with your father, the moment you decide to be defiant with your school, the moment you decide to be defiant with the law, there's nothing stopping you from being defiant with others. Where does that lead? Where does that lead you? If not into trouble, lost opportunities, no friends, no people to support you, no one that can trust you or hold you accountable to anything because you don't choose to take accountability for yourself. Like what is left for you at that point? What is left for you at that point? So going into the dynamic of relationships, you have a woman and you have a man that decide that they want to live together. The moment that man, if he is not fully embodying his authority in himself and gets involved with the woman that brings chaos to his life, or doesn't want to respect his authority, wants to be fully taken care of by her husband or her boyfriend, whatever the hell you want to call it, however. I'm just giving an example of this type of dynamic. The kind of person that has no regard for anyone. I am in full authority of myself. Nobody can tell me what to do. Don't tell me what to do, but yet you expect to be supported and taken care of. Who the fuck wants to take care of somebody that chooses to disregard your authority when it's convenient? That has no respect for who supports them. That has no respect for who is looking out for them. That has no respect for themselves enough to know when there's good people taking care of you. Does that make sense what I'm saying to you? What I'm trying to say is that I don't have the capacity to tolerate bullshit. And that to me is bullshit. Because it's not, I'm speaking of this in this personal way, but there's also, I can use an example of my parents. My mother didn't work early on in their marriage. My dad always took care of her. He gave her the option, you don't have to. I think there was a period in their relationship where she chose to, because times were tough for him, and whatever the case might have been, she wanted to help him out. But that was not his choice. In other words, he gave her the freedom to do what she wants to do. He didn't ask her to do it. He said, I got this, don't worry. She chose, no, I can contribute, so I will. And she did for a little while, and that was that. But her role was to be at home, raising the kids, taking care of the home, making sure when he came home, he was well supported. If he was going to go out there and make sure that everything, that their home is safe and secure. He went out there, he made sure home was safe and secure, and she was at home making sure his kids are safe. But she didn't give him a hard time, because technically she knew her place. When I say technically, what I mean is she knew her place, her role, and he knew his role. So he gave her her place. He gave her the position. You're my wife, and I'm going to take care of you, whatever you need, whatever you want, I got you. The problem is that nowadays, there's no consideration for either part. There are women that want to be taken care of that have absolutely zero consideration for the men that take care of them. But they insist to be taken care of as if they deserve it. No, you don't deserve it. It's a gift. When someone is willing to work to make sure you're happy, you honor that by being good to them. But they don't do that, do they? But then there's another part too. There are men that understand this dynamic and take advantage of it. They take advantage. Well, I'm in charge. And if I'm in charge, you're going to do what I say. And if, you know what I mean? Where there's no respect, no consideration. So a woman needs to know how to choose a man that wants to take care of her. And a man needs to make sure that the woman he wants to take care of cares for him, respects him. But it doesn't work like that. You'll have dynamics where nowadays most households have two working parents. So pretty much everything is equal. So when everything is equal, okay, we co-rule our home. We're both in charge. We both take care of bills. We both take care of kids. We both make sure our family is taken care of. We're both in charge of our castle, and our kids are going to listen to us. That's a team. You make it work as a team. But when you're trying to cultivate a team with your partner, and you have a partner that's defiant, disrespectful, uncooperative, manipulative, or taking advantage, pretending like, well, if they can do this and they can do that and they're willing to and they got all this energy, let them do it. Let them keep doing it. That just is the reality of how people operate. And you try to protect people from those kinds of scenarios. You try to reason. You try to give space for growth. You try to have empathy, compassion, and even when you are authoritarian, even when you do take a stance and say enough is enough, no. Sometimes you have to provide tough love. Tough love in my case is, okay, if you're an adult, then don't have anybody. I don't speak for you. I'm not here. I don't speak for you. When you, like my mom says, when your finger's up your ass and you don't know what the fuck to do, don't come asking me to take care of it for you. Not because we don't want to help, but because while we're trying to help, you think you know better and you want to talk shit. You think you know better and you want to act like we're stupid. You think you know better and you want to be disrespectful and rude and not listen. Oh, it's convenient to not listen when you think you're big bad ass. But then the moment shit goes the wrong way for you, you come asking to be rescued, for the battle to be fought for you. I cannot defend your corrupt behavior. I will not protect your corrupt behavior. I'll protect you. And the way that I protect you is by letting you know these are going to be the consequences if you don't make a choice that is in your interest. These are the options. That is my role. I tell you what your options are. I tell you what the consequences of your choices will be. And I leave it to you to make a decision. But I refuse to fight your battles. I refuse to debate with you and go into this power struggle with you. I have no interest in controlling you. My parents didn't have to control me. My parents didn't have to direct me in that way. I knew my place. I knew what I wanted to do. I knew how I wanted to live my life. So if I can do that, and I'm just a nobody, then why do we, when you look at society as a whole, all these trends that you see, these kids that just think that it's normal to waste away their potential, and then to be ungrateful pricks, and then to act like they know better. Like that confidence that they're so smart, that confidence that they know better than those that brought them here, those that created them. That only makes sense if you had a parent that never took care of you. Okay, trust me, if you grow up with a parent that doesn't take care of you adequately, and you're taking care of that parent, then you're the adult. That makes perfect, and I'm sure you're going to make adult decisions, and you're going to do things that are in the interest of the family. You're going to take the leadership role. But when you have leadership in your life and you just want to defy the leadership because you think you could do it better, then go ahead and do it better. But when you fuck up after disrespecting the leadership, don't expect the leadership to have your back that way. It's ridiculous, the arrogance and the stupidity that comes through some people. I'm not trying to badmouth my own child, but I am referring to a challenging dynamic, and one that I have seen people struggle with. You know, girls that rebel and their parents feel out of control. I can't control her, she's so wild. No. There's things that a young girl is supposed to experience. She's supposed to explore, have fun, learn and grow, have experiences of her own. You don't want to control your child. But when you see your child is acting responsibly, for the most part, doing their managing their responsibilities, there's a balance there. But when they completely neglect their personal responsibility, and then they act as if they're entitled to be taken care of. I'm sorry, you're not getting princess treatment while acting like a douchebag. Douchebags don't get princess treatment. And that applies to those men that want to be treated that way by their women also. Because yes, they exist. There are men that really are douchebags and think they're so pretty that they can act like douchebags and be taken care of just because they're cute. I'm so cute. Take care of me. I'll be a douchebag and you're going to love me anyway. No. Douchebag behavior does not get rewarded. Reckless, irresponsible, careless, useless, meaningless, purposeless behavior doesn't get rewarded, doesn't get benefits, doesn't get attention, doesn't get praised, doesn't get opportunities until the behavior is corrected. Course correction, bitch. Course correction, motherfucker. Learn to get along. Learn to adapt. Learn to reason. Learn to stop being so fucking reactive. with an automatic no and disrespect when somebody is looking out for your best interests. Like, even in my most chaotic moments of pain, of anger, of frustration, when somebody spoke to me with reason, lo and behold, I can listen. I can listen. Someone can talk to me that is a mentor, that is looking out for me, that can give me advice. Look, the reason why you messed up was this, you got to see it. They're right. They did this. I know that they pissed you off, but they weren't actually wrong either. If you made the mistake, fix it. If you're wrong, admit it. I mean, shit, is that really that fucking hard for most people then? Is it really that hard? Like, again, back to the Cobra Kai. What pissed me off the most was that the moment you see Johnny kind of like being good to Daniel, the moment that he was finally like apologizing or trying to do better, then all of a sudden the other one acts like an arrogant asshole and wants to be like, no, fuck you, I'm not going to forgive you, I'm mad at you. And they did that back and forth. Like when Kreese would try to like soften things up with Johnny was like, no, fuck you, I don't want to deal with you. And it's like, how do you fix things? I get boundaries, and I get, because some people are truly evil. You got to say no, and no means no. But what I'm talking about is that when somebody's genuinely trying to make amends, the benefit of the doubt, with some precaution, with some boundaries, with a positive expectation, goes a long way. And if they screw up again, you might catch it sooner. It won't affect you as badly, because you could always say, well, I gave them a chance, even against my better instinct, knowing that they might repeat the same mistake. But you know what? I gave them the benefit of the doubt this one time. There comes a point, you give somebody one time the benefit of the doubt, and if they fail you, then you know this is just a character flaw. And you know that you cannot trust their word because they don't have the discipline to honor it. And when somebody doesn't have the discipline to honor it, the self-accountability or respect to acknowledge their wrongful behavior, to make right their mistakes, where does that leave you? It leaves a society where it is divided, because it comes to a point where it's like forgiveness is changed behavior. We cannot forgive the same behavior. It's like, no, that behavior is either done fully. That which broke us is not going to fix us. So that which you destroyed, are you mending? Are you re-establishing? Are you recreating a better way? Or are you creating, not recreating, are you creating a better way? Because sorry doesn't mean shit, and everybody knows that. I don't want to hear I'm sorry for nothing. I don't want to, I get it. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry I said that. I didn't mean it. Okay. But if you say it the next day, and then you say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. And then you say it again next week, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. Eventually, it doesn't mean anything. So words don't mean anything. The only thing that matters is showing up with the purpose of being in harmony. Or don't and accept we are not going to interact. We will not get along because our values are that different. And you know what? I don't have to hate you or your way. Just leave your way and what you do out of my way. And that therein lies a problem, because some people can't do that either. Some people just cannot seem to live and let be. Live and let live. They live with revenge. They live with anger. They live with resentment. They live with a plan to destroy. How can I break you down? Oh, so let's group up. Let's group up and fuck you up. So they don't know who it is that's doing it. It's an ugly method. I was listening to Tucker Carlson yesterday, and I think it was the day before he did a video with, what's this guy's name? I'm going to find it real quick, because I loved it. I very much loved it. I would love to do a commentary video on that, but I won't. I'll just discuss here real quick. Tucker's interview yesterday. Oh, no, it was the day before. Oh, with Chris Williamson. Yeah, Chris Williamson. It's called Debunking the Feminist Lies. Listening to that was like, wow, finally somebody that's putting scientific explanations to dynamics that are hard to define, where he's talking about, like, you know, the more successful a woman is, the less attracted she is to unsuccessful men. You know, and the balance between men and women and the roles and the genders, all that stuff, it does matter in some ways, but it's not that complicated either. I think the bottom line is you either click or you don't click. You either want to be in it or you don't want to be in it. You either do what it takes to make it great or you don't. And if you don't, let it go and find a better match. Let it go and be with somebody that you don't have to constantly be at war with. And that's with everybody. You're constantly bickering with a friend. It's constantly a trauma or a dramatic, you know, we're friends today and tomorrow we're enemies. We're friends today and tomorrow we're enemies. Fuck you. Get out of my life. Just stay gone. Stay gone. I don't want you in my life. Oh, you're my man. You love me today. Tomorrow you hate me so much. You find somebody else and then you say sorry and then you want to come back because you love me, and then you forget that you forgot that you love me, and then you go back to somebody else and then you want to come back. No, get the fuck out of my face with that too. You're an idiot. Confused people need an island to go be confused together. Go let the confused people be confused together. Leave us unconfused people to ourselves to intermingle with other unconfused people. When you're in order with yourself, when you're in alignment with yourself, there is no confusion. I'm either for you or I'm not. But if I'm for you and I can't have a simple disagreement with you without it turning into some hate fest, then what the fuck are we doing here? There is such a thing as, you know, talking things out, airing things out, having a safe space to discuss things. Why all of a sudden does you getting mad mean we're at war now? Why does that mean threats? Why does that mean I'm supposed to now beg and cry and wonder what's wrong? And all that kind of manipulation needs to go. I've said this before and I'll say it again, and I know it's controversial and I know some people take it the wrong way. But I had a friend, and his sister was constantly complaining about how horrible her marriage was, how horrible her life was, how depressed she was. But it didn't matter what great advice he gave her. It didn't matter how wonderful he spoke to her. It didn't matter all the hours of investment he did, because in the moment it would seem like she was all for it and yes, okay, I got you. All that investment of energy and time that he was putting into her, only for her to go back to the same situations, only for her to come back with the same old. You know what? Eventually, now they're threatening to kill themselves again. They're threatening that they're so depressed, and they're playing on your fucking fear. They're playing on your fear that if you don't do something about it, they're going to get out of control and they're going to destroy themselves. Well, you know what I told him? You know what? If she wants to kill herself, let her. Just let her. Tell her, you want to die? Go die. Go die. And just walk away. He got offended and hung up on me. He should know me better. He's known me for many years, and he knows that I don't literally mean it. What I'm saying is, challenge their threat, because you already know that that's what it is. It's a threat. Because if somebody wanted to take themselves out, they would have done it. They're not going to announce it. They're not going to, I'm so depressed, I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to take all these pills. When you leave, I'm going to take a jug of poison. To manipulate you, to stay in a situation, to sit in their misery, to coddle their fears, to be their security blanket, while they decide that they have no intention of changing at all. Fuck you. I'm not wasting my time with that. And I don't recommend anybody does. Is that harsh? Is that cruel? Is that mean? Or is that letting people be? You know what? You're right. You're not listening to my advice. You know better. Because that's what bothers me. It's like, so your life is a piece of shit. And you're coming to me to get support. You're coming to me to be motivated, to be uplifted, to be empowered, right? So my energy jug is at 100%. Yours is at like a -20. And here I am. I'm going to fill you up and fill you up and fill you up. My cup is going down for you. For you to do what? For you to throw it out and then ask for more. For you to throw it out and ask for more. For you to throw it out and fuck you. No, I'm not feeding your sickness. No, I'm not feeding your mental condition. No, I'm not feeding your inability to grow. If you want to stay stagnant and never grow, okay, then that's going to be on you. When it gets harder to grow because you chose to continue to go in the opposite direction, or because you continue to sabotage the prospects of growth, then you need to take accountability that you did that. You created that for yourself. But if you're consistently evolving yourself, learning lessons of life, learning from your mistakes, if in one situation your reaction was to throw things and to scream and to hate and to fight, and you're at a level now where you just want to talk, that's growth. If your thing was lying, cheating, manipulating, doing all the evils of the world to someone that you claim you love just to get your way with them, and now you're taking consideration, you're giving back, you're making amends by expecting nothing from this person, and all you want to do is, because you realized, wow, this person really did care. I need to change because I want to make it work with them. And I got to step up my game. I got to grow. I got to be a better person. I'm going to do it. And usually people that genuinely care about you, when you're doing your best, are not going to try to kick you down. When you're actually bringing improvements into the dynamic, when you're actually showing that you're evolving, there's no reason to kick you down. The improvements benefit everyone. The self-improvements benefit everyone. The changes affect everyone for the better. So it's clear when real change is occurring because it benefits everyone that's involved. But when it's not real change, when it's just bullshit, it's just the same shit in a different color. So they can't get mad when you no longer give a shit. They can't get mad when you hear them start up with their, so what happened was, be like, there's no emotional investment in that. There's no, let me think outside of the box. Let me find a solution for that for them. Oh, let me hear your problem so I can fix it for you. No, fuck you. They want to come and project all their sickness, all their problems, all their troubles. Nah, you can keep that. I'm not your therapist. Go get a therapist. If your relationship is based on the fixer, the therapist, the higher ground person, the one that resolves things, and this person is constantly needing and needing and needing and needing and knitting and knitting. If you don't know that reference, you suck. But it's Pee Wee Herman. Excuse me, my cold. I have congestion. So yeah, it's pretty ugly. Not my congestion, the behaviors. Yeah, if you're going to continue to be needing, eventually you get cut off from the system. Eventually, you're not going to get fed. Eventually, you're going to keep coming for water and the bowl's going to be empty. Sure, I'll let you come get some, Oh, you've come for more water. Well, if there's any there, go ahead. They don't find it. They sniff around and then they go. They leave. They find somewhere else to leech onto. Because that's the only way they know how to get it. And it's ugly to me that they do that shit in your face. They think you're stupid. Like full moon rituals. Or moon rituals in general. That's when you see all the leeches. That's when you see the vampires. That's when you see the manipulators. That's when you see all the people that are trying to siphon, latch onto, attach themselves to your good energy. So you're positive because you're happy. You're positive because you have a disposition of a positive disposition in your life. Like you've made a choice to stay up, to stay present, to stay in gratitude, to fight the good fight, defend and protect what's yours, defend and protect your rights, defend and protect your space, but maintaining a positive demeanor in life. You think anybody's going to be willing to give up their peace to live in your hell? Why would I give up my peace to live in your hell? Get out of hell your damn self. And if you manage to do that and you manage to be at peace with yourself and that you can actually contribute something positive, then you're good. But if you can't do that and all you do is bring in drama, trauma, negativity, darkness, illness, struggle, poverty. If you're focused on that, and I'm not saying that those things don't exist, I'm saying, yeah, those are horrible spaces to be in. But it doesn't define you, for one. And it's not the reality that you have to believe. It's the reality that's been created, that's surrounded you. But if somebody is trying to get you to listen and is telling you, hey, there's a better way, and you don't hold on to that and actually work towards understanding how you got there, why, and how to get out, because you're not willing to do the inner work to do so, then don't be pissed when all you have left is more people like you that ain't gonna do shit about it. That's why they say that's when it gets to every man for himself. That's kind of what I liked about the whole Cobra Kai situation, that it was like when you see what led Kreese and which was Johnny Sensei and his people, their mindset, what made them to the point of no mercy meaning, it wasn't enough to win, but to destroy. They had to destroy the enemy. When you get to that place, that has nothing to do with power. That has nothing to do with real power. That's the ultimate bully tactic. It's like, I'm gonna be wrong. I know I'm wrong, but I'm gonna win at all costs. That's never a win. It's never a win when you're doing it at all costs, because at all costs you lose everything. Winning at all costs, you'll lose everything, because you forget who you're hurting to get to that. You forget that ultimately you hurt yourself because you isolate yourself from everyone that matters, that could help you, that could ally with you, that could want to work with you. But if your heart is in that space of hate, it's never going to produce love. You have to release and relinquish hate. And that's another part of the whole story. It was like the whole, how it came full circle was really great. Because I think that's all that life is about. Everybody has challenges. Everybody has a story to tell. Everybody has experienced pain. Everybody has experienced some kind of struggle. Even those that you consider elite. Don't tell me Kim Kardashian is a happy person with herself. Yes, she is considered to be, maybe not now, I don't know, but because I don't keep track of them. But all of the, like they say, the fake aesthetics and, all the things that money can buy, those are the glamour spells. Those are glamour spells. They do glamour spells on themselves. They do them so that you can see them in that way. But if you need to do that so you could be seen that way, it's because you're hiding what's underneath that. Something not so glamorous. Something not so pretty. Something that you perceive not so glamorous. Something you perceive not so pretty. Something you perceive that needs to be fixed with aesthetics. I don't like this part of my body, so let me go do surgery and change it. There's nothing wrong with wanting to improve yourself if you have, complex and all of that. And some things just really make you miserable. I really don't like this, and there's an opportunity to, some people when they go fix their teeth because their teeth were messed up, it gives them confidence. Great, yes, you can do those things. You can improve yourself, but you go from improving yourself to depending on the aesthetic. Because if you lose the aesthetic, do you lose the confidence you gain from it? When you take out the fake boobs or the fake butt or the fake lips or the fake, hair or the fake nails or all the makeup, do you still love yourself as you are? Many women cannot love themselves as they are. And there's a lot of struggle with that. But then there are men the same way too. If all his confidence is in what he provides and what he has, if he doesn't have those things and can't do those things, then suddenly he feels like crap. Confidence is not about what you have. Confidence is about how you feel about yourself. Are you proud of who you are? Because every day you're doing your best. Because every day you're working towards something purposeful, or living in purpose, or giving or serving in a way that's fulfilling for you. When, not to say that you don't expect that if you do a job, that I'm going to do a job for free. I don't care because I love it, but I'm starving every day. That's not loving yourself. That's not loving yourself. You're not loving yourself when you're sacrificing yourself. You're not loving yourself when you're putting yourself in a pitiful position to prove a point of humbleness. Fuck that shit. Fake ass societal bullshit to me. I don't think so. I know very, very well how society is when it comes to material things. I know very well how they treat people when they think they have money and connections and all of the things that people want. Ooh, they know this person and they know that person. Let's hang out with them because they know this and they got that. I hate people like that. Because when you don't have any of that, they don't see anything. They don't see you. They don't see anything. And if you walk around completely denying that the world is that way and say, fuck it, I'm not here to please anybody. I'm not here to prove anything. So I'm just going to be me at my most authentic. That's like the women that let all the hairs out of their armpits out because it's like, I'm going to go all natural and I'm not going to wear any makeup and I'm just going to look like a bum all day because I'm being me. That's not good either. Those extremes are not, they're not who you are. Those extremes are what you're doing to see where you fit in with yourself, where you're content with yourself. The day you decide to let go of material things because you found purpose or because you found a better way to live or because you just like to move lightly without the heaviness of responsibilities that are imposed by your own need to fit into a society standard, you find your peace. You find peace where you work the hours, like whatever job you do, if you do a job, you're doing it because it's fulfilling a purpose for you. You feel like you're accomplishing something. You feel great about what you're doing. But if you don't have the confidence to do it, you're going to hate the idea of having to do a job, of having to have routine, of having to have discipline, of having to have responsibility. Like, I've noticed, like, people more and more want less responsibility. And I, for one, I never had a problem with taking on responsibilities and wanting to do more and be responsible for more and be able to show that I can handle more, right? Until I got to a place where I can handle more. But it wasn't I can't handle more because I can't handle it. I can't handle more because the support isn't there. Do you see the difference? It's like, hey, I can definitely work this job and do it every day, but that means I won't be able to do this other thing and keep up with that every day. So are you willing to pick up the slack for that? The minute I cannot manage my reality, my world, the things in my life, I'm not going to be happy. So if you ask me to choose, do I want to take care of my kids and be present and not have the stress of telling the job, oh, I have to pick up my kid today, and then be looked at weird, get ticked on your attendance, be looked at as you're reckless and irresponsible because you're not upholding your job duties. It's like, you know what? Then I guess I'll leave the job force, because it's not meant for someone with a family doing it alone. Had I been a man, I would have been just doing my job every day and not have to worry about the house, not have to worry about the kids, not have to worry about their appointments. I just go make that money. But they don't want that, do they? And I don't want that. But when I was doing that, and that, meaning when I was doing the both responsibilities of man and woman, like a lot of women have to do, unfortunately, we're condemned for it. We're called masculine women. Controlling. Hard to deal with. No, we're not hard to deal with. I didn't choose this. That was another thing in that Tucker interview that he did. He was asking, like why, who said you had to work hard and do all these things? Like, who put that in your head, right? Okay, well, poverty put that in people's heads. Survival put that in people's heads. You think people are born wanting to go do a job? No, nobody's born with, I want to go work. I want to go get that 9 to 5 job over there and work every day for that money. Nobody wants to work for money that I know of. They don't want to. They feel that they have to. The reason they feel that they have to is because if you don't work and make that money, it's that money that is paying the things you need, like your bills for your home, your actual home, rent, mortgage, that car that takes you to and from. So I don't have a car note anymore because I don't want to be bound by having to work to pay a car note. I don't have credit cards because I don't want to be bound to debt. I don't want to be at a 9 to 5 that barely covers my bills because I don't want to miss out on my kid's life. I don't want to depend on my government. But when they make it challenging for you to depend on yourself, then what would you do when there's nobody providing for you? So if you don't have a husband providing for you as a woman and you have your government providing for you, some think, oh, you lazy bitch. Oh, living off the system. I never lived off the system. I always worked for myself since I was 14. Never not worked for myself since the age of 14 until I left Immigration Services. And at that point, I was 39. So at that point, when I decided, you know what, I'm leaving, I'm going to not work for anyone. I'm going to work for myself. And I did that. And I managed to take care of myself, to keep bringing in the same income that I was doing from a job. I was bringing that income for myself. And what happened? Somehow it got sabotaged. the job that they gave me, I was doing readings for, I think it was like California Psychics or something. And I was doing readings online for them. I was working at a metaphysical shop. I was having clients on my own do readings by phone. But then all of that was stripped away, making it very difficult for me to support myself, almost like trying to force me to be dependent, be more dependent. Oh, okay, in order to be a woman, I have to be all dependent. Oh, no effort whatsoever, right? Because that was a message that I got. No effort. Make no effort. Don't give effort to men at all. Don't in order to be feminine equals no effort. A woman doesn't do anything at all. She's to be taken care of completely and to be fully dependent. Dependent on who? Because if I'm supposed to be dependent on a man, what man? What kind of man? What woman has a problem with allowing herself to be dependent on a man? Most women will say, no, I will more than happily be dependent on a man that has shown that he can take care of me. I can sleep peacefully knowing I'm taken care of every day when my man is taking care of me. But what happens to the women that don't have that? Oh, you want her to be peaceful and allow her government to take care of her? Let me tell you about that. That doesn't work either. At least not right away. Because they put all this pressure on you. To not be dependent. Because if you're dependent, what are you? A loser? Taking advantage of the system? How dare you be a woman and take care of your kids by yourself and depend on the government? Do you think I do that because I want to? No, it's because I earned that. I'm a veteran of 2 organizations of the military, and I work for Immigration Services. I say that proudly, extremely proudly. And I know what I've done for my country as a woman. So when I have expectations that a man should know that too, I get condemned for it. I get treated like shit for it. I get talked about for it. I'm made to feel like I'm a second-class feminine for it. Because I'm supposed, as a woman, my only job is to be on the internet and be sexy for men. And if I'm too old, because the men, they don't like old women. They only want 15-year-olds. That's the message that they try to ingrain into women. Oh, you're already over 21? You're old. So yeah, I'm not here to parade around for a man's personal pleasure. I'm not here to depend on a system that doesn't allow me to be who I want to be. It's like, you're going to depend on us, because what I mean by that is you can make money on your own, but if you make more than this, we take away this. And if we find out this, we take away that. So it's like, are you really supporting me, or do you want me dependent on you? And those are my options? Depend on you or not. Okay. None of the benefits. I don't want any of it. Forget it. I'll take care of myself. You know what they do then? You're unmarketable. Unmarketable. Because apparently the skills that I've established for myself don't qualify me to be a simple receptionist full time and make a decent living for myself. I would be living way below my means. Or way above, what's the word? How do you say it? Basically, what I would bring, imagine if I got the job that I'm actually qualified for, I wouldn't have a problem at all. I could do it. But they don't give me those opportunities. The opportunities that they want to give me is for like a out of high school graduate. Oh, okay. So maybe I don't care for a fancy, prestigious job anyway. Maybe I just like my independence. So you know what? Hey, this seems like an easy enough job. Let me just sit here and greet the people and make, $20 an hour on a temp job. 20 hours a week for 2 weeks. Lose my benefits for something like that? Why would I bother? So then I don't bother. If how I'm supported with my benefits and not doing any effort, I'm okay. The only thing that could be better is something that sustains equal, or you know what I mean? Equal to or more, and not even equal to, fuck equal to. It wouldn't be equal. If I worked and made exactly what I'm living on now, I would be losing because now it's effortful for the same result. So if I'm going to put in effort, it has to minimum double what I'm already living on to be something worth doing. Do you know what I'm saying? And I would even say triple or quadruple. Why? Because what I'm living on now isn't based on what I'm capable of. It's based on how they want me to see myself. Oh, this is all you're worth. You're worth living in an apartment. You're worth this salary. Meaning, this is if we're going to support you as a government, this is your lifestyle. And I'm like, fuck it. You know what? I'm not complaining. I like my lifestyle. But if I wanted a better lifestyle than this, then what this lifestyle produces for me with no effort would have to increase at least, you know what I mean? Like, it has to be significant. Why would I go get a job and lose everything I have that takes care of me when that would be actually making less and working more? But then there's that whole epidemic with constantly being threatened that the benefits are going to be cut out. All of that is fear-mongering. Government shutdowns, fear-mongering. Politics, fear-mongering. All of it is bullshit. It's all bullshit to distract you from the one thing that is true. It's that you're living life pretty fucking decent with no effort, motherfuckers. And some people don't like that. Some people don't like that. But I earned my position. I earned this. And I say that truly. I say that truly. There are people that have never made effort and have been supported for never doing anything. I put in a lot of effort in my early years. Not because I thought, not for any reason other than I thought that's what I had to do. So all that effort to treat it like that, and by effort what I mean is all the hard work that I have put in, all the education I've received, all the things that I managed to do in life, to be treated as if it was worthless or useless or meaningless, unacknowledgeable. We all know it's bullshit, right? I know it's bullshit. Because I could tell you, I have one cousin in the Secret Service, another cousin who was a captain in the Navy. Accolades. They're heroes. Everybody loves them. They're so special. They're so loved. They're so successful. They make so much money and they live so well. And they're so respected. But I was in the Navy. I was in the Air Force. I work for Homeland Security. And what did I get? Because I'm a woman? No acknowledgement? Forced out because I had a baby? Treated like a war vet that has no prospects? Like I'm crazy. You know how they treat like the Vietnam veterans? Basically acting like they're worthless. That's the treatment I got. That's all the bullshit I had to struggle through. Did I get the praise from the family like they give to my male counterparts? Not at all. Not at all. Did I get it from the females in my life? You're a baddie girl. You're better than these men in our family. Because they stuck to the one thing and that was it. They got it. But I did this and I did that and I did the other, but no, none of that was acknowledged or praised or worthy of quote unquote success. Quite the contrary, because I chose to walk away from a shitty marriage, because I chose to be strong and do my own thing, because I chose to have the capacity to do what most people are unwilling to do, I'm mocked. I'm treated like I'm not a woman. I'm treated like I'm trying too hard. I'm treated like I'm thirsty. You stupid bitch. Fuck you. Your mama's thirsty, hoe. No. There's nothing thirsty about me, bitch. The thing is, I don't have the patience to deal with petty people. I don't have the patience to sit there and act like it's fun to talk shit about people all day. I don't sit there and act like having no purpose in my life and just talking about my nails all day. It's fun. It's not for me. Why should I be made to feel bad for that? But that's the world we live in. I'm a independent single woman in my 40s. I'm not a man hater. I'm not a woman hater. I get along with people. I put in my personal effort to make things work. And it's useless leaving me with one option or one obvious conclusion. It's better to be alone than with bad company. Because what I've noticed is I can get along very well with men that don't mind that I have what I have between my legs and can still respect me for what I have between my ears. I can get along with women that don't think that because I don't have a man next to me, that suddenly somehow that means I'm going to take their man. I can't control how your man looks at me. I can't control how your man acts when he's around me. If you have a problem with your man, handle it. I'm not tooting my own horn here. I'm not doing any of those things. I'm not trying to brag. I'm not trying to, you know what I mean? I'm not saying I'm better than you. None of that shit. I'm just telling you who I've been, who I am, and how that has actually, I could tell you where it's benefited me, but I can tell you how it's left me to conclude that people ain't shit. People ain't shit. And I'd rather be in my own company than to entertain people that are fake, or to entertain people that are in conflict with themselves and seek to have conflict with me just because of difference of opinion, or because I have a different way, or seek to debate for the sake of arguing with no reason. No, they're not seeking resolution. They're in conflict in their own self, and they want to drag you into it. Your peace is irritating to people that are in conflict. Your happiness is too bright for people that prefer to be in the dark. And even when you're in your darkness, and we can say justified darkness, provable, meaning I'm getting attacked on social media, I'm getting banned by my peers, things like that. They act like you're the crazy person. They act like, who does she think she is? Please, she ain't even that cute. Please, she ain't even that smart. Please, she ain't even that creative. Please, she ain't even anything. Okay. Coming from bitches and motherfuckers that have nothing at all to show for anything. Loveless marriages, lying ass relationships, fake ass titles that they never even truly earned. I was talking to a friend of mine, and she was telling me about a mutual friend of ours that her husband is a lawyer. But then she talks about how their relationship is. And in my mind, I'm thinking, how does, to be a lawyer, you have to be pretty logical, pretty intelligent. How does someone like that, she was trying to make a point that the woman, she's in charge. Oh, she has him, basically she has him whooped. She has to basically baby him. He's like a big baby. She has to take care of him. To me, it was like she was trying to brag for her friend, like her friend's a baddie, right? Because she got her man like this and she got her man like that. Trying to brag for her friend to me. To prove a point to me. Well, she got a man and she's got him whipped. She doesn't give him shit. She doesn't do anything for him, and he does everything. He's basically a punk for his woman. And I'm like, and he's a lawyer? She's like, yeah. I'm like, it doesn't even make sense to me. How does someone so smart act so stupid? Because she wasn't saying it like he's such a great provider that, the wife is just so happy that whatever his wife wants, he can do and takes care of her and makes sure that, basically she was making it seem like he's so whooped by her that, she's got it that way. And it's bullshit. Because if he really was, I'm doubting he's really a lawyer, if that's how he acts. That's all I'm going to say. People are full of shit. People lie all the time. And when you don't lie, and when you keep it real, like you can talk about the worst of the worst and the best of the best, and actually it's the truth of you. Like I don't care to do those social politics things that way. Granted, you want to show up and you want to represent. I love representing. Yes, me and my man, we're representing. Yes, this is how, this is what we've done in our lives. I'm proud. This is who we are. This is what we do. This is how we live. That's not the same. That's not what I'm talking about. That's one thing. I'm talking about the one-upping bullshit and the pretense that life is perfect and talking trash about others so that others could look better than you, so that they can like bring you down a notch or two, that kind of shit. Filling your head with destiny swap material, like if this person's giving me all their best, let me throw at them all the shit that I got, let me dump on them all of my crap. Hopefully I can get some of their good stuff and give them my bad. No, fuck you, bitch. Take your fucking sickness, take your fucking mental problems and keep them to yourself. Don't share them with me. Go to a therapist. Leave me the fuck alone. I don't want no motherfuckers in my life that think that they're gonna siphon my energy, that think that they're gonna play in my face, that think, because I don't mind being a benefit to people, meaning like I know my energy is a benefit, because what do I bring when you interact with me? If you come correct, you get quality me. You get the quality of me. The quality of me is I bring me. And I'm not here to fight with you. I'm not here to argue with you. I'm just here to enjoy myself with you. To enjoy myself with you. If that's a problem for you, if enjoying yourself with me is a problem and you're out of enjoyment with yourself and you want to come here and be out of it, like, I'm not saying we don't all have hard times and we don't all have that friend that we go to when we're, struggling with something. This is not what I'm referring to. I'm talking about the chronic behavior of people that never contribute a positive in your life. Never contribute something good. Never contribute something that benefits, you. They don't come to serve. They come to play in your face. They come to manipulate, to lie, to gaslight, to somehow play these word games because they think somehow they're magicians and doing tricks in your face. It's pathetic. It's weak. It's weird that this is the kind of society we live in. Nah, not me. I'll live in my own motherfucking bubble, enjoying my life, completely oblivious to the world out there that decides to fuck around for no reason. Like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, if debating all day is fun for you, have at it. But if debating is just for debate's sake, or who's got the bigger penis test kind of competition, or who's got more power and who's got more this, like, get the fuck out of here already. And us against them, bullshit. Our culture versus their culture, women versus men. All of that to me is just availability of experiences to dive into, to formulate your own sense of self. Not to get caught up in one side versus the other. Not to get caught up in any of it. There's no need to, because it's all bullshit anyway. It's all bullshit. When you realize choosing this party over that party doesn't change the laws. The only thing that changes the law is when you change how you look at it. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at start to change. And that's what they're trying to do, get you to look at things a certain way to get the changes that they want in your life. And if how they want to change your life is to take your positive disposition, or to take your happiness, or to take your success, or your sense of self-worth and sense of self praise, I guess, if anything, however they want to call it. If what they want to do is change that and make it worse for you, then fuck you. And if what they're doing is building upon what you've already created, if they're improving upon what you've done, if they're teaching you, if they're growing you, if they're working with you, if they're sharing with you in ways that you are evolving into a better and better version of yourself, more and more who you are, then okay, that's what we need in life. That's what we need to be around. People that speak life into you, not people that bring constant turmoil and distress and unnecessary challenges because they're bored. So that's the message. I'll come back. Take care.